Umbolo, on mind, body and soul, tapping into the life force with Qigong. Organic honey gives you the sweet life. And looking on the bright side of life. But first, it's Japanese Buto for a beautiful body and mind. Imagine your body is filling with water. It begins at your feet, rises to your knees, and gets faster until your body is completely filled. Imagine slowly releasing all of the water and allowing your body to fill again. Pause for a moment. Then imagine a wave of water rippling up through your body, flooding into every space and washing back from the edges that it finds. Through these simple exercises, a Buto dancer enters into the journey of traversing their own inner landscape, finding the inner language of their own body. The discovery of one's individual internal language is the beginning of the dance. From that discovery, the Buto dance arises, generated by the body rather than imposed upon it. Yumi Umiomare is Australia's only Japanese Buto dancer. Originally a member of the seminal Buto company Dai Rakudakan in Tokyo, she travelled to Australia to perform in the Melbourne International Festival in 1991 and has danced, workshopped and taught Buto ever since. Recently, Yumi has developed Buto Cabaret, a unique, expressive and fun variation of the traditional form, which is accessible to audiences. Her new work, Dashoku Hora, premiered in Australia in November 2005. Buto began as a post-World War II radical Japanese dance movement, motivated by a desire for free political and cultural expression. Yumi holds some of these themes in her work, transposing them onto a modern landscape, where she explores her own cultural confusion as a Japanese person living in the West. Her Buto cabaret style brings colour, costume, comedy and character to her audience in a fusion of traditional and modern dance. Complete freedom of expression is the heart of Buto. And for Yumi's students, connecting with their own bodies is the beginning of the journey through imagination, visualization, and eventually movement.
Almost your eyeballs reflecting the landscape in front of you.
Exercises are based initially on isolating a part of the body and connecting with it. In Yumi's classes, participants may imagine water on their knees, fish swimming around inside the body, or insects crawling on the skin. All exercises which highlight sensation and bring each person home to their own physical experience. In Buto, the dancer is coexistent with space, not in opposition to it. Traditionally, the spirit of Buto is the spirit of the ancestors. In the modern form, it is the spirit of invisible space.
We are not moving ourselves, but are moved. We are carried by our shadow, the space behind us and the space all around. It is the invisible spirit of the body. We don't think of body and space as separate. It's all one.
The dance movements of Buto range from perfectly still poses to elegant glides to extremely frantic stomping movements. The movements are grounding for participants, physically, mentally and emotionally, and lend themselves to complete emotional expression. Buto will get you moving, creating, expressing, and touch you at every level. Honey has long been recognized as a natural remedy and has been used as a medicine for thousands of years. Beeswax and honey have been found in the ancient tombs of the Egyptian pharaohs. Apiculture, the practice of beekeeping to produce honey, dates back to at least 700 BC. Alf and Anna Bruckmann have been keeping bees for 30 years. People who get into bees become virtually obsessed by them. Alf says that there is always something more to learn and that you never really become a master, even though you might think you have. For example, people used to think that all of the bees in the hive were the progeny of the queen and one drone. Quite recently, it's been discovered that the queen is fertilized by 4 or 5 drones, and that explains why you find bees of many colors in the hives. Another discovery is that bees are quite selective about which flower they will fly to. They definitely choose one flower over another. They might pass over a flower with nectar 100 meters away and fly 500 meters to find the flower with better quality nectar. Other than being a favorite food, honey has a range of medicinal qualities. One of Alf's customers told him that by eating honey that included the pollen of the types of flowers that gave her hay fever, her symptoms decreased. Not scientifically proven yet, but definitely worth a try if spring for you means getting quickly to the supermarket to stock up on tissues. Honey is a traditional remedy for sore throats and also relieves the symptoms of colds, particularly if mixed with lemon and hot water. It's also used now by many hospitals in the treatment of burns and wounds, especially those that are slow healing. Like most beekeepers, Alf is likely to treat a bee sting by dabbing it with a bit of the golden drop. For all of these purposes, and for consumption as well, organic honey is the best. Alf is a certified organic apiarist, meaning that his hives are kept well away from genetically modified crops, and that there must be a 5-kilometer radius around the hives free of sprayed crops. But according to Alf, what makes organic honey the best is that the honey is cold extracted from the hives. Most manufactured honey is runny, unlike natural honey, which will crystallize after some time. Runny honey is heated during the extraction process, which stops it from crystallizing but also destroys the enzymes and pollen in the honey, making the product lower in protein. Organic honey is kept at its natural cool temperature during extraction and retains all of its beneficial properties. And it may even taste like Alf's favourite long-leaf box organic honey. Absolutely perfect. Every morning, millions of people gather in parks throughout the world to practice a self-healing art called Qigong, an ancient Chinese system of postures, exercises, breathing techniques, and meditations. Qigong is translated from the Chinese to mean energy cultivation or working with the life energy. It's been practiced for thousands of years and is considered the foundation of all the martial arts, though Qigong itself is not used for fighting. One of the major purposes of practicing Qigong is to accumulate qi in our body. According to the principles of traditional Chinese medicine, qi is the universal life force or energy which is circulated throughout the body along invisible energy channels known as meridians. When qi flows smoothly, we feel healthy and invigorated, both mentally and physically. Illness results when the flow is impeded, causing disease, distress, and conflict. Developed over 5,000 years ago, Qigong techniques were passed down in secrecy amongst monks and teachers for many generations. It's only in the past 30 to 40 years that worldwide acceptance has emerged for this simple, practical, and beneficial healing program. Qigong may be practiced individually or in groups. Its slow and graceful movements performed in a standing or sitting position are combined with mental visualization so that the qi surrounding and within us is accessed and mobilized. Hold your hand over the area just below your navel and above the pubic bone. Called the dantian, this area is the center of the body's qi. Qigong's deep breathing and slow, deliberate movements focus attention on this center, bringing about a heightened awareness of qi movement and gathering energy from the universe. Breathing it in with the whole body, renewing and refreshing our resources. When the level of qi in our body is high enough, it can clear the blockages in our meridians. Thus, we will be free from pain and other problems. While it may take many years of practice to completely self-heal all the blockages, you can also seek help from Qigong masters who have developed their gifts of gathering and directing qi to heal others. There are many styles of Qigong ranging from the martial to the meditative. For example, Tai Chi is a martial art that applies the principle of Qigong. Buddhists practice Qigong as a path toward enlightenment. Some practice individually quietly among the trees. Others practice in large groups of hundreds or even thousands. Finding the style that's right for you depends on what you want to achieve. To reduce stress, increase fitness, still the mind, learn self-defense, to heal yourself. If it's self-defense skills you want, then a seated meditation class probably isn't the answer. However, you may simply have to accept what's locally available. Although the various styles have different intentions, all Qigong styles will have some benefit on overall health, will reduce stress and bring you into a deeper relationship with yourself. There is a saying that goes, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So, enroll in a class, get a video. Breathe deeply, move slowly, and focus your mind. Simply start somewhere and follow your instincts. Chris Pop had a dream. He wanted a bigger car, a nice house, a beautiful girlfriend. The list went on. One year, when setting his goals, Chris asked himself, why do I want these things? What am I really seeking? He discovered that what he really wanted was to be happy, and realized that if he was truly happy, he would be laughing a whole lot more. Chris also discovered that he wasn't very good at laughing. He noticed that when something really funny happened, he was guarded in his laughter, and realized that he was like that most of the time. Chris set out on a mission. He joined a laughter club. He learnt to laugh and laugh and laugh. Laughter is the seed of joy. You don't have to be happy to start laughing. Once you let yourself just laugh and enjoy the feeling, you will feel happier instantly. And the more you do it, the happier you'll get. You may also find that you are less stressed, your blood pressure may improve, and that you feel generally healthier. One of the things you need to know about laughter is that you can just start right now. It's not important to find something funny before you start laughing, as laughter is not the same as humour.
Think about laughter as an exercise, not something to do with humour. And you still get the same benefits. So if you think about it that way, like if you go to a gym, for instance, and the gym instructor says, lift up your right arm, you don't say, I don't feel like lifting up my right arm. You just lift it up. Same with laughter. You go through the motions of laughter, your endorphins go up, your blood pressure goes down, and your immune system kicks into high gear. So think about laughter as an exercise.
Since Chris began laughing seriously, he has felt so much more positive himself that he now runs Laughter Australia, specialising in laughter clubs and laughter workshops for corporate workplaces. Laughter clubs are open to everyone and usually take place in local parks. The format is simple. Come together and laugh. Most people who come for the first time find themselves coming back each week as their happiness and their sense of general well-being improve. One of the people who attends Chris's Laughter Club is suffering from chronic pain and finds great relief just through the process of laughing. In the corporate environment, peals of laughter are beginning to ring out from offices, training rooms, and even boardrooms. Laughter workshops are becoming a recognised part of staff development, a way to allow people to explore their happiness and find natural ways to relax and enjoy life and work.
Laughter is a great way to get people to open up to each other and to build trust. Laughter is great for building teams and encouraging cooperation and collaboration. Just think about this. How do you know when an argument's over? When you can laugh about it together. And then you know things are back to the way they were before. You know, people sometimes say, oh, gee, it's fake laughter. Well, it would be better to have belly laughs all the time. But what if you're not like that? What do? You practice and you get better at it. So you sort of fake it till you make it. And just like any other skill, you get better at it and you get more of it in your life the more you do it.
A lot of us have cold hands or feet and simply put up with it. Whilst persistent problems should be referred to your health practitioner, yoga can be very useful in restoring blood flow to the extremities, especially if you practice inverted postures in a way that's very relaxed and open. Inverted positions such as Viparita Karani, legs up the wall with hips elevated on a bolster or blankets, supported Setu Bandha Savangasana, bound bridge pose on bolsters or long folded blankets, Halasana, plough pose, and Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. These poses assist in stimulating the parasympathetic nervous system response, which in turn assists the blood vessels to dilate, improving the overall circulation to the entire body. The inverted postures also make use of the force of gravity to promote venous return and similarly keep the cardiovascular system functioning optimally. Head down postures also stimulate baroreceptors, blood pressure sensors in the neck and upper chest. This triggers a powerful reflex, the baroreflex, that inhibits the sympathetic nerves, causing the muscles surrounding blood vessels in the fingers and toes to relax. Relaxed muscles and soft tissues mean improved penetration and saturation of oxygenated blood. Practice these postures supported by props to allow for complete muscle relaxation and comfort. Stay in each posture for a long, uninterrupted period of time to avoid additional stress or activation, and to allow plenty of time for excess norepinephrine that is circulating in the bloodstream to break down. This can take an hour or more. Supported plough pose, Halasana. Begin lying on the floor with the knees bent. Straighten the knees to a 90-degree angle to the torso and press your arms firmly into the floor. Lift the hips and legs away from the floor and move them slowly over your head. If the feet do not touch the floor, then ensure the hands remain on the lower back to support the weight of the legs. Relax as much as possible and do not move the head once the legs are lifted. Remain here in a relaxed way, maintaining a smooth breath for as long as possible. Aim to remain in the pose for 2 to 5 minutes. To release, bring the arms and hands to press firmly into the floor and use the abdominal muscles to control the descent of the legs and spine. Supported bridge pose, Baddha Setu Bandhasana. Begin lying on the floor with the knees bent, the feet flat on the floor. Ensure the feet and knees are hip-width apart and the neck is long, shoulders moving away from the ears. Inhale and then exhale to lift the hips up off the floor. Rise onto the balls of the feet to acquire a little more height, and then gently place a block, bolster cushion or stack of folded blankets under the sacrum. Return the heels to the floor and relax in the pose, letting the pelvis be supported. Hold the pose using a deep, smooth breath for 2 to 5 minutes. To release, lift onto the balls of the feet and gently remove the support before unrolling the spine back to the floor. These supported head-down poses will not only warm your hands and feet, they'll also leave you feeling calm and refreshed. Join us again on Mind, Body and Soul as we discover more paths to health and happiness. But for now, Dominique gives us some food for thought.
In all of the great spiritual traditions, there is the teaching of contentment and present moment awareness. However, this ideology tends to escape most of us as we constantly clamour for the next goal, for the next level of mastery, for the next level of attainment in our lives. Very few of us ever stopping and experiencing true contentment or true peace in the moment. All of the great spiritual traditions talk about the journey being the end in itself. So today, as you go about your life, infuse everything that you do with a little bit of awareness as to why you're doing it, as to where it's ultimately taking you, but without losing touch with that moment, with that activity, with just being present with where you are right now and allowing where you are to be okay.